Cybernation Uncensored.
Hello and welcome, explorers, to another episode of Star Trek Adventures Flight Beyond the Veil. I am your game mistress, Winter, and I welcome you all back if you're joining us again, and I welcome you here if you are joining us for the first time. This is Cybernation Uncensored, and I'm excited to be running this wonderful adventure for this wonderful crew. You can find me at gmistresswinter on all social medias and over at my channel, Mistress Winter's Court, on Monday nights. But let's meet the crew. We're going to go to Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, a Boston area drag queen and super nerd. You can find me on Twitter at Juicy Garland and on Instagram at juicy.garland. And I'm excited to be playing Lieutenant ttrpg, our science officer.
And we're excited to have you. Absolutely. All right, and Jessie.
Hello, everybody. I am just Jessie D. Tonight I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Talon Sull. She is a Bajoran, currently serving as acting captain, but we will find out what happened to our current captain shortly.
Very shortly. Nothing too serious, I promise.
No.
All right, thank you. And Twisting.
I am Twisting Curses, and I will be playing part of Dr. Varalik Madmika, who is the chief surgeon aboard the Parallax. And welcome. I hope everybody has a good evening.
Welcome indeed. So, last time on Flight Beyond the Veil, our intrepid crew has encountered not one, but two potential alien species within the galactic core. The first, kind of unknown and rather aggressive. These patrol ships were being piloted by AI, or robots, one of which were beamed aboard the USS Parallax, just as the ship was destroyed by the second of the alien species that our crew has met, and they call themselves the Fold. And the captain notes that they sound a bit culty. But they have been, the crew has been offered refuge and safety aboard, or on one of their planets, Lyra. And the ship was on its way to Lyra when we last parted, and that's where we're going to begin. We're going to first start in sick bay with Dr. Madmika, who has just finished up their report on the captain's wellness.
Dr. Madmika to Commander Talon.
Go ahead, Doctor.
I believe you are now the captain of the ship temporarily. Our captain has come down with the Rigelian flu and is quarantined in her quarters. And yes, so
Do we have to
until she
worry
is better,
about?
she is there.
Do we have to worry about it spreading to the rest of the ship?
Well, it may. It depends. But I think we caught it very early, and the captain was diligent about that. So uh, no one else has reported any symptoms, but I have alerted the medical staff to be aware.
Okay. We'll just send out a ship-wide alert that anybody experiencing symptoms should self-isolate.
I will do that immediately.
Thank you, Doctor.
And Mika out.
All right.
I'm gonna like sit in the big chair.
Sit in the
Doesn't
big
really
chair.
fit.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
doesn't
how does
really-
it feel?
It's a lot of responsibility. Okay. I'm gonna sit on the edge of the chair.
Okay. Everybody, even some of the ensigns will take note of Tank Vader's like fidgeting to get comfortable and.
Trying out my captain pose.
Is everything okay, acting captain?
Oh yes, thank you, to pray. It's just I suddenly understand what our captain deals with on a regular basis. This is a lot of pressure that I wasn't expecting.
Ah, well, I'm sure we are in good hands.
We have a great crew.
Indeed.
Okay. So I'll just lay in some commands to Helm, etc., and chart a course. Helm chart a course to planet Lyra.
Aye, Captain. Dit. The comm chirps. Lieutenant Popovich to Lieutenant Dupre.
Yes.
I've
yes.
got the chair fixed.
Indeed.
If you'd like to come down at your convenience, no.
Yes, I will be down shortly. Thank you. And she'll, I guess, head down.
All right. You'll enter into the hallway that leads to the various labs. And the one door is open. And even from the corridor, you can see a string of various lit cables and cobbled together metalwork, alloys and such that have been pieced together. And as you round the threshold, there's a nice elevated seat. Looks like it's got little circular discs that make up the armrests and the seat.
So, Gary, please, tell me, what have you found?
It is... I have finished the induction work. So if we get Android up on it, we can get it charging.
Ah,
Potentially. Assuming my calculations are correct.
Excellent. I will request its presence immediately. She'll tap the badge, call for security to bring the android.
And several of the enlisted security folk will be tagged to carry it down on a kind of a hover stretcher. And let's slide it in. Where would you like it, Lieutenant?
If you can see the chair right there.
They kind of look at each other for a moment and shrug, and then heft it up onto the seat. A nearby monitor begins to light up with data and shows power reading levels and fluctuations. Lieutenant Poplovich is going to... Good. Current is strong. It is charging.
Do you have an estimate on how long until it may regain consciousness?
Oof. And he taps the monitor a little bit. Almost like you do those old dials. I'd give it a couple hours.
Indeed.
Whatever used to power this thing was very efficient. We're how you say, or how the humans say, jerry-rigging this. So it's going to take a little bit longer. But yes, couple hours.
Thank you. And by the way, who is Jerry, and what did he rig?
It's just expression.
Okay.
And it means to cobble together, to piece together from parts that weren't meant for it.
Fascinating. I will remember this. Jerry rigging.
Yes,
Anyways, I will
so
inform
you could...
the acting captain that I will be down here waiting. And
Oh,
she'll...
you're going to stay down here?
Yes, I thought it made the most logical sense to wait. If it will only be a few hours, perhaps my presence is best spent here, waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, that is your prerogative. I'm going to go study some star charts.
Yes, thank you.
And so he's going to step across the corridor to the astrophysics lab and pull up holograms of sensor readings and stuff like that.
And I think to pray, she'll grab a chair and sit it down opposite the figure in its charging station. And just sort of sit there patiently.
That Vulcan patience, yeah.
Still.
All right. How about the other two? Either of you want to do anything of import or interest during your trip to Lyra?
I'll probably check in with Dr. Madmika to see how the holodeck recreation of the Admiral's abduction or his conspiracy of this involvement is coming together, because we collected some information last week or last session that suggested that he may have been transported off, not using the Federation transporters on his shuttle, but by another species. And so we were using logs and whatnot to try to recreate the situation.
That's right. You were... I know you had dipped into security files for the outpost that he had stopped at on the way to the galactic wall. Okay. You don't happen to remember what you rolled for all of that, do you?
I can tell you what I learned.
I mean, I remember that...
I remember the first one. The first one was a success, but the second one, where I tried to hack in to learn about the fold, didn't go so well. So because I hit like some kind of firewall, and so learning about the Outpost Green and the Admiral's disappearance from Starbase Foxtrot, that went okay. It's just the second one that I couldn't get into.
Are you gonna try again, or you just gonna correlate? Try to.
I feel like if I get caught doing this while I'm acting captain, then I will never get a captaincy of my own. So no, I will not try it in my current position.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Just for the viewers, in case the stream cut out last week before this was resolved, Talon had tried to hack into the Starfleet security database to learn more about this fold, this organization that we met here, and it seemed like there was some information available, but she couldn't break through the firewall that was put up. She didn't have the right security clearance, so she contemplated hacking the system, but decided against it.
Oof. The engineers that have been assigned to pull the shuttle apart report to their chief engineer, who in turn reports to you. Chief Ingle to Captain.
Go ahead, Chief.
Well, I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to report, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get much off this thing. It looks like somebody booby-trapped the core so that when our technicians tried to get into it, it fried.
Oh my gosh, is everyone okay?
Yeah, everybody's fine. Maybe a few minor shocks, but essentially it toasted the data.
Okay. Just make note of it and be aware of the potential that could happen again in the future with any other technology we bring on board. It seems like we are getting into a conspiracy of sorts, and you never know what they have planned.
I will make sure to note it in my after actions report, which will be on your desk, and by the end of the day...
Oh, 0800 tomorrow is fine.
Sure. Yes, yes, sir. Chief out.
Okay.
Beyond the computer core being fried, they find the obvious, that the shuttle was scorched 3 ways to Sunday, as the expression goes, from the electrical storm of passing through the wall. So it passed through that same opening that you all did. But beyond that, not much to go off of.
Okay, and then I believe the last thing on our to-do list from our staff meeting was to investigate more of the goop from the ocean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my bio team.
Yes. Let's see what they get for that one. They find some new microbiotics, or microorganisms, that's what I was looking for, that have not been classified before. So they are going to draft up a report on those. Nothing that seems extraordinary, that it's going to revolutionize medicine or technology.
Next time. Well, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate the report. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Lieutenant. All right. The day will kind of drag on. The enlisted and officers alike heading to their respective mess halls to enjoy lunch.
What's the so I think our cruising speed is like warp 6. How long do we think is the estimate to get to this planet Lyra? Is it like a couple days or is it just a couple hours?
You'll reach it by the probably 0100.
Okay.
So like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll take the better part of the day to get there.
I might just have some science officers scanning the surrounding area. Just keep an eye out for like some more of those autopilot ships that might be in the area, and any like, I mean, we are explorers, so like any cool science things that they think warrant attention, like a nebula or something.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Is that something you want to roll for?
Sure.
So in that case, reason, con, or science? Science. Yeah, I think science sounds good. And then you can get help with the parallax sensors.
Okay, so reason and science, ooh, not great. And then a third one from the parallax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. I actually got 2 successes, but I got a complication.
Oh no.
So yeah, I rolled a nat 20. I didn't actually determine which dice were going to be for the ship, so we can say it was my complication or the ship. I'll leave it up to you, and then next time I'll just make sure which dice I'm using is for which.
Let's see. So there's the ensign at the sensor console reports a strange energy anomaly that it only appears very briefly, because then they turn around to give you more information. Oh, correction, sir. Seems to have disappeared.
Okay. We'll make note of it. Just maybe run a diagnostic on the sensors to make sure it wasn't a ghost in the machine, as they say. And if it turns out it was actually real, then forward the information to Lieutenant Dupre's console. When she gets back on the bridge, she can look at it.
Aye, sir. And turn back and lean over the console, just like scanning it and being very critical of it. It's in that quiet afterward that you have the feeling of someone standing over you, like right behind you, even though the weapons officer's sitting off to the side for the moment.
Okay. Does it feel like a localized feeling? Like I know that there's something standing behind me, or is it just like all in the bridge, like all of a sudden?
Like localized.
Okay. I am probably gonna stand up out of my chair, turn around, and ask anybody if they feel anything weird, and then like point in that general direction.
The other crew on the bridge kind of look at you and each other uneasily. No, Captain? Is everything okay?
I just get this feeling like somebody else is on the bridge, but I don't see anybody. Can we do a quick scan of the bridge? See if there's any other life forms on the bridge?
Yes, sir. Sensors read nothing. Just us, Captain.
I guess I just feel like I've got a lot of expectations to live up to, so never mind, as you were.
Yes, sir. Now there's just this like edge of tension in the air, just like
So now the bridge crew has anxiety too.
everybody's looking over their shoulder like
Two departments with anxiety, lovely.
yeah. In medical, the medical staff has taken to doing imaginary rounds. So they'll go bed to bed as if there were a patient there and discuss like possible treatments of various illnesses, and of course Ensign Helga is there. You would apply a spray and then I had this. Never mind.
You would initiate a steri field next.
Right.
Don't worry. You'll get it. You'll get it. So out of game, there was something else I was supposed to do. Oh no, it was Lieutenant Sampson who went to the shuttle bay, the shuttlecraft, but I don't remember what was supposed to happen there. Scanning for something, but I can't remember what it was.
That's fair.
So it probably didn't happen. Because
No,
it was a booby trap.
Yeah. Well, Samson would have still gone down there to scan the shuttle to determine if there were any biological components to what happened, stuff like that. And he'll enter in moments after.
It was the DNA, the
Yeah.
mutated DNA.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing.
He hands you the tricorder with the that little reading battery. Here you go, Doctor. I've taken full scans of the samples. And
What?
done some preliminary analysis. Needless to say, it's strange. It's because it's at its base, it is human DNA, but there's something wrong with it.
Wrong.
I can't put my finger on it. There's something about these models and these readouts that it just seems wrong.
Okay.
Maybe you'll have more luck, Doctor.
I will. I'll take a look at them in just a minute. So he's looking at his pad, doing that. In the meantime, one of the computers chirps, and the analysis of the blood sample is done. And what what I want to roll for is to see if I can figure out how long that bloodstain has actually been there
Ooh,
based on the
okay.
degradation of the cell structure.
Sure.
So that way we would know, we'd have a little bit better time frame. Like, are we really that far out, or we almost were there right at that moment, that kind of thing.
Oh, sure. Go ahead and give me your reason medical.
Reason medical.
Yep.
And I don't think I have a focus. So here we go. A 15, is that a 15? And a 12. Yeah, 15 and a 12. So 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yes.
You can easily determine that the DNA, the blood, follows your current timeline. That it occurred probably right about the time that the admiral was taken off the ship. I mean, you can't not nail it down to like the exact minute,
Okay.
but just
Okay.
about that time.
Okay. So almost simultaneous. I mean, it's right around that area. They're
Right
connected.
around that time, yeah.
Okay. And then I would like to run another analysis of the biological
Anomalies. Oh, the
anomaly. Yeah.
or the biological goop.
Yeah, like the ocean. The biological.
Oh, the ocean. Okay, sure.
Yeah, the ocean. Because we know what it's made of. And then we know it has a bunch of calcium in it, and we know that. Are those the microorganisms?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some new microorganisms. I would like to see. So it's basically a longer experiment to see if what is in it has any effect on, say, the hull plating or other biological, cell structures. Like if you're in there for an extended period of time, is something going to happen to you? Are you going to be
good? Yeah,
eaten?
Good questions.
So that's kind of the experiment I want to set up for that. I don't know if that's an instantaneous roll or not, or however you want to.
If you want to do an extended, analysis of it, yeah, I think that would be very handy. So in that case, I'm going to create a work track.
Oh no. First extended task.
I love it. Yay.
Right?
Doing work in fun time.
So it means determining which is marked off the work track. Okay, so a file 5 to 20. So we're going to set this at a nice even 9.
Okay.
And it's not going to have a huge magnitude, so we're going to put the magnitude at 2.
Okay.
And resistance, no resistance on this one. And you're going to be able to use the ship's systems, the computer, to help you analyze it. So make sure you factor that in your first roll.
So I know all of the terms there except for magnitude. What's magnitude?
So magnitude represents how large and complex an undertaking the extended task is. When a character achieves the number of breakthroughs described below, or equal to the extended task's magnitude, the extended task is complete.
Okay, cool.
So yeah. So the work leads to breakthroughs, and then breakthroughs, number of breakthroughs equal the magnitude, it succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Nova is 10. Computers are 10. Would it be engineering, science,
Science.
command?
Yeah.
Science? Okay. So that's a 12. So I'll roll that first.
Okay.
One of these. So that is a 4.
Nice.
That's one success.
All right.
And now the doctor's rolling. Well, go ahead.
No, go for it. Go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
What did you say it was? Reason, medicine? Or no?
Reason
what
and
would it be?
science.
Science, right?
Reason and science.
Yes.
Okay. So that's an 11. Let's see how he does. An 8 and a 17. So one success. So 2 total.
Okay. All right. So there's still some work to be done. So quite a bit of work on it to get down to and break down the biology of this thing. It turns out to be a lot more complex than you were initially expecting it to be, but with the computer's help, it'll just kind of continue running diagnostics and pop out information as soon as it's available.
Okay.
All right.
So it's basically just doing its thing. It's cooking.
Yes. Yeah, it's cooking.
Okay. Okay. So then, Admika to Captain Tellen.
Go ahead. Acting captain.
The acting captain. Apologies. The holodeck has finished compiling, so if you would like to meet me there, and I will check in with our science officer as well. May have some insight. So I'll meet you there.
Okay, sounds good. Helen out.
Madmika out. Madmika to Science Officer Dupre.
Yes, Doctor.
We are going to be in the holodeck analyzing the shuttle. If you would like to join us whenever you are available.
Yes, I will set someone to wait here, and I will come down. So then she'll get someone to sit there and watch the robot charge, and
not
she'll
leave
head down.
robot unattended.
Mhm. Then she'll
All
enter
right.
the holodeck.
So you'll head down to what level was that? I think it was level 3 for the holodeck. Or yeah, because I think you only have one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's deck 3 or 4.
4 actually. Yeah.
Woo, Raiders.
Hello, hello.
Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are unraveling science fiction mysteries in our Star Trek adventures. The officers have assembled in the holodeck to perhaps run a simulation or to recreate the shuttle in which the missing admiral had arrived in the galactic core. So, a couple of very smart engineers, or holodeck smart engineers, have set up a program for you after inputting as much data as they possibly could about the shuttle that you brought in. and you can control it. You can raise it up, turn it around. You can skin it to do its different layers, however you wish to manipulate it.
What have you found?
I've been able to determine that the ensign who was piloting the shuttle was killed. No, that's not right. Oh, because the bloodstain was... So I'm out of game, sorry. The bloodstain was... That's the Admiral's, isn't it?
So the blood on the console on the one side was the Admiral's. The ensign was dead on the other side with a phaser shot to the back.
Okay, that's right. So I was able to figure out that the bloodstain, the secondary bloodstain, was the Admiral's, but it was also, it's been there shortly after, or shortly before, he was teleported or disappeared from the ship. So either he was wounded before he was teleported, or he was wounded while being teleported. That's
Interesting.
It's really odd because so I would like to roll to see if the ensign is the one that caused that wound based on where he's at, like the angles of
Oh yes,
he's sitting here and he had his phaser and kind of doing that.
Okay.
So that's true or not.
I will say insight medical.
Okay.
And you can, again, get help from the ship's computers to help you visualize and recreate based on available data.
Okay.
Dupre will help too.
Okay.
If it's about analyzing what's in front of us, then absolutely Dupre will help.
Yep.
Sure. Dupre can utilize reason and science.
Cool. And I have deductive reasoning as a focus.
There you go.
That's right.
So this is rife with all kinds of success.
So I'm going to roll for the ship first. So that's one die, and that would be a 12. A 7.
Oh,
so that's one success.
Nice. So that's one success so far.
With my deductive reasoning, I have 3 successes.
Ooh.
All right.
9 and a 7. So that's also 2 successes.
Again, you do the impossible.
Awesome.
So, stripping out unnecessary elements, being able to open or expand and contract the imagery to almost play through it using atmospheric data from the shuttle, the scans that everyone provided and put in, you're almost able to recreate a shadow play of what happened. You see it play out that ensign and shadowed individual who the computer will superimpose Admiral Helgen from personnel database onto it. In the left seat. They seem to be hunched over the console, working. The Admiral doubles over, and there is a spray of blood. What almost looks like, what initially looks like a nosebleed, in fact, it's actually coming from the side of his face. And you're not sure what causes it because the ensign hasn't moved. But there's a spray from both sides of the Admiral's face And he recovers, he gets up, he turns, and he shoots the ensign.
The admiral shot the ensign.
The ensign didn't move.
I mean, beyond, like, reacting.
Right, but
shock.
Does that imply that there was a third person?
How do you mean?
Just, I want to make sure I understood what you said, because this is important.
Yes, of course it is.
So when you said, like, looking at the splatters, that it doesn't look like the ensign moved when the captain was injured, is that implying that there was a third individual who hurt the captain and not the ensign?
There didn't seem to be an impact.
Okay.
It seemed to be almost like a sneeze.
Okay.
Like, and then, like, splat.
Okay, interesting.
But the computer doesn't have the data to be able to tell where or where it came from. But it looked like the admiral got up to maybe clean himself off, whatever, but instead turned around and shot the ensign. Came back to the console, tapped a few things in, went to the back, and teleported.
Maybe there's a ghost on that ship too, and it possessed the admiral.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right, if that was a joke, that was a good one.
From a Vulcan? I don't know.
What a fascinating splatter pattern, Doctor.
Yes. This is becoming more interesting as we are moving on. Now that we know where the captain was, not the captain, where the admiral was, I wonder if we were able to capture enough of the data from the scans to be able to recreate the transporter log that transported him. So I know that's quite a reach, but
so when we first discovered the shuttle
possibility.
On the planet we first discovered the shuttle on, we did a quick search of the computers to see what was up with the transporter, and it showed that the transporter beam did not initiate from the shuttle. It initiated from
different ship.
From a different ship, yeah. So it was just like he got beamed out by somebody else.
Okay. There goes
Doctor,
that theory. That's okay. Yes.
Is there anything in the medical database that would suggest some kind of parasite that burrowed into his brain?
Starfleet is replete with incidents of that nature all over the Federation.
Yeah, I guess it would have come. I think
they would.
It's worth looking into. I think it would have come from the Federation side of the Galactic Core and not this side, because he came through intending to do something. So if he was infected by anything, I think it might have happened sooner.
Which might explain
why
he have left his posting.
Mm-hmm. A sudden change in character, a change in personality.
I would like to take data that Lieutenant Sampson got from the shuttle scans that he did before it exploded and compare those to the blood splatter of the Admiral and see if there is a match with those anomalies. because now that Commander Acting Captain Tellen, yes, that is an interesting thought. And so he hands the pad over to Tellen so the data can be read. And yeah, maybe that is possible. That would explain these readings here. So yeah, that's so I'd like to compare them to see if there's crossover, because I didn't the doctor didn't think to analyze it for something foreign at that point.
Okay.
And if
And
the blood mutation would suggest infection of this parasite, maybe we could forward that data to Starfleet to start testing other individuals that are acting strangely. It could be a more serious problem.
Absolutely. I'll start that analysis immediately.
Excellent.
Okay. Do you want to do that analysis right now, or is this more of an extended thing that you're gonna like really dig into?
Well, however you would like it to to go.
Well, Samson's been
I
done
think
some
it
of the
would be-
preliminary stuff. So
Right.
Go ahead, give me an insight medical.
Site medical.
Yep. And again, you can get the ship's help with the computer.
Okay. Would infectious diseases work as a focus? Or virology?
Yes.
Okay. So
If
shooting for a
nothing else, it
17.
will tell you what it's not.
Okay. A 14, which is a success, and then a 3, which is within the range
Which is
of the
yeah.
medicine. So
Yeah,
that's
so that's
3 successes.
3 successes.
And then 1 die for the computer, so 12.
Which I think ties.
12 on the nose.
Yep. All right. So that is a 4th success.
Mm-hmm.
You take it back to medical so that you can get all of the proper monitors going and really break down this data that Lieutenant Sampson provided you. And you're taking a deep dive into the Admiral's blood samples, comparing it to the ensigns and everything else. What you immediately will be able to tell is that there doesn't seem to be any unusual pathogens, viruses, bacteria. Everything looks normal there. So whatever caused this was not viral.
Okay.
However, a virus would explain what you're looking at. It looks like the Admiral's DNA was being recoded. Certain proteins had been replaced. Certain markers had been switched on and turned off. You don't see the whole picture of what it was leading to, but it was escalating. Especially compared to the ensign.
Okay.
The ensign had similar mutations, but they were not as advanced. You know, there are some viruses that can essentially rewrite DNA, but not this to this extent. and without any foreign bodies, it's really strange.
Hmm.
Doctor, I'm not a
So-
medical or science expert by any means, but I'm worried about this impacting the crew. If we come across it and we can't recognize these changes, um, is there any way that you could start work on some kind of inoculation that would prevent our cells from and our DNA from being changed in the same way?
That will take some time, but yes, we can do that. In the immediate time frame, I think we should begin to get volunteers to come in and just do a regular cellular analysis, and we can eliminate anybody who, or we can eliminate the crew. And I'm just thinking that it's such an interesting thing that the admiral's progression was more advanced than the ensign, but the admiral didn't meet the ensign until they were at Outpost Green. Is that correct?
That's what the Starfleet intelligence reports suggest.
Okay. And it's likely that the admiral came into contact with this prior to leaving the station.
Starbase, even.
The starbase, yes. That's
I
very-
like your idea
troubling.
of scanning the crew. Perhaps we could keep this between um, upper staff for now, and just sort of get the crew to come in for routine medical checks and start testing to make sure everything is okay.
Yes, absolutely.
If there is anybody else on our ship
I
like that, I just don't want to tip them off, that's all.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I will begin with the staff here and myself, and I will let you know from there, and then we'll just start with the individual who's next in line for a medical checkup. That way, it won't be very odd. I'll just say that we have time on the schedule. We might as well get it done. So I'll
Excellent.
start there.
Also, just so
Let
everyone,
me know if there's anything else you need.
We have 3 minus
Go ahead.
2s from the
Ooh.
audience.
Thank you so
So-
much.
Yeah, thank you, Stinkpalm, Cold
Cool.
Spider, and Sunwalker.
Thank you.
Nice.
That's awesome. Maybe it will help you all unfold this mystery. Wahaha.
Doctor, if you do not mind, I will go back to our robotic subject. They are charging.
Absolutely. Yes. May I run a scan on you while you're here?
Yes, of course. Please, by all means.
Okay. Do I need to roll for that, or is it a given?
If you'll just give me a reason science, yeah.
Reason science,
Or medical. Sorry.
11.
Medical.
Medical, 15.
Gotta roll 68 times, one for each crew member.
Yeah.
I feel like the numbers are
A 13 and a 6. Is the dot on the bottom or the dot on the top? I'll say 6.
Usually it's on the bottom, I believe.
Bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 then. Yeah, 2
Okay.
successes.
Lieutenant Prey shows no signs of the mutation.
Great.
Thank you, Doctor.
And neither will
You're welcome.
Lieutenant Talon.
Okay,
Thank you, Doctor.
you're
So,
welcome.
so when T'Pre gets back to the robot, she does want to glean whatever she can from it while it's charging, to learn more about it. If there's anything she can do, she'll probably take an analyzer and go over it at least once or twice.
Okay. Oop. Oh, we lost twisting. Okay.
Oh, cool. I'm telling now.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm juicy. All right. So, we are going to the robot pilot of the patrol ship that you teleported above. On your way back is when you get the notification that it is fully charged, Lieutenant, and it's trying to get up.
I am already on my way. Please keep it stationary.
Did we put in straps for this thing?
What do I see when I get there?
You get in, and there are several security officers who are struggling to hold it in the seat while they strap down the pilot.
She will walk over and get in its eye line and just nod and do vague universal greeting motion.
I have been abducted. Release me. Release me.
Your ship was destroyed. We were able to recover you. We do not know if we are safe from you. Can you promise that we are safe?
Think I'm gonna need a roll on that one. Oh boy. Let's say presence and command.
Okay, presence and command. 10 and it's just got to be under a 14.
Good number.
And 11 and 14, so dose success.
Okay. It will stop and just kind of settle into the seat while the security finish strapping it in.
I promise we will not harm you if you do not harm us.
Why have you abducted me?
Your ship attacked us, unprovoked.
You were trespassing in territory.
This is territory with which we are not familiar, and we were unaware of any such restrictions. This was not an intentional breach of your what may be laws.
We gave you warning.
Very little.
All outsiders must leave.
We promise that it is our intention when we recover our admiral to leave. It is not our intention to bother.
No, Admiral will leave. Outsiders must leave.
And
Return
we
me.
Whence shall we return you? We do not know where you come from.
Aaron, permission not granted.
We would return you if we knew where we could. In the interim, as a show of good faith, I will ask my attendants and friends here to remove your straps. And she'll nod and...
Security will kind of look at each other. Significance looks are all around, but
They will remain close.
Undo the straps, keeping phasers at the low.
It is a human gesture to shake hands as a form of greeting and trust. Will you shake my hand?
Greetings.
And she will walk over and kind of awkwardly hold out the hand.
You get this static shock. Like there's a lot of power coming through this thing. So it just like zap.
Thank you.
Wonder if
Thank you.
Are you able to tell me about your people?
I do not have people. I am made.
Yes, but you do come from people, yes?
My creators, yes.
Can you tell me about them?
You are not with them. You are outsiders. You will fall to the fold.
It is not our intention to observe any such religion.
You will join their armies and become a threat.
I do not know how to prove this to you, but I can assure you that that is extremely unlikely.
My creators prefer isolation.
And we can respect that.
But your admiral has already trespassed.
Unfortunately, yes, and we are trying to correct that. And proximity can still engage in isolation. We do not have to interact if that is your people's wish, even if we are close.
If Admiral here been taken by the fold.
Based on our intelligence at present, that does not seem to be the case. Have you had any evidence of others like us?
All outsiders are unwelcome. They add to the fold.
I will ask again, and perhaps I may remind you that if you help us find our admiral, the sooner we can go.
Have answered your query.
So you have not interacted with any others like us recently?
Any outsiders fall to the fold.
In the interim, until you can tell us where to return you, how may we provide accommodations and/or refreshment?
No refreshments.
Do you require accommodation?
Fully charged.
Okay. Well, I will offer you this. We may have you under surveillance for the time being, given that we do not know if we can trust you. But you are free to roam about the ship in approved locations. We do have secure places we must keep from outsiders.
You must return me.
And if you can provide a location, we will happily.
Can send out emergency beacon.
if you do this, will they attempt to harm us if we are returning you of our own free will?
Prisoner exchange will be peaceful.
Thank you. And I will remind you and your people that Starfleet always endeavors towards peace and avoids conflict whenever possible.
Conflict. Unavoidable. That is what I am made for.
Perhaps. And the alternative is our hope. In the interim, should you need anything, please do not hesitate to let us know. And when you have timing and a location for the return, please give us the coordinates and time.
Allow use of ship communications.
Yes, under surveillance, we will allow that. Acting
Acknowledged.
Captain. Thank you. Acting Captain.
Go ahead.
Our guest would like to use the communications beacon temporarily to contact their people to request a pickup.
Hmm.
I can inform you of additional details in person.
Well, if you're gonna be there, or somebody can monitor the communications and cut it off at any sign of trouble, I'll allow it.
Thank you. Dupre out. And Dupre will leave a security, overwatch for our new robot friend, but in a hopeful, sound show of good faith. We will let the robot inspect any non-secure locations. And she'll return to the bridge.
It remains in the chair and doesn't move. Even as you're talking to it, it doesn't emote physically. So it's, besides that struggle, there was no other movement. So as soon as you leave, it turns its faceless head to kind of track you, but other than that, it makes no other moves.
I wanted to get more info out of it, but it doesn't seem prone to giving information. I'm hoping repeated shows of good faith can help crack this nugget.
All right. So you're allowing it to send out a.
Yes.
Okay. The ensign monitoring the communications console will be watching it very closely and reports that it's a very rudimentary, albeit encrypted, homing beacon, like distress beacon.
Are we able to decrypt the information?
That's a good question. No.
I like decoding things. I could try.
I mean, the ensign's not able to, but
Okay.
maybe
I just don't know about it yet, so if I find out about it later, I could help.
no, the ensign will report that as part of their
Okay.
report. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a value that applies.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have cryptology, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I have cryptoanalysis as a
Cryptoanalysis,
focus.
yeah.
And then I have my value that says no code is unbreakable. So if I use that, it's 2 successes automatically, right? if I apply a value.
Yes.
And then I can roll to try to see if I can crack the code with my cryptanalysis.
Okay. Yeah, please.
What should I roll for?
That to decode it is reason. I want to say engineering or science, whichever one's better for you. Or maybe security. Security would. Yeah.
Security's much better, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I need a
security.
12. Okay. So I got a 6 and a 2.
Ooh.
So the 2 is another 2 successes, plus the 6 is 1. So
isn't
3,
that
4,
like
5 total.
successes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
And I think that applies a determination, so I'll just check that off.
So it is very advanced. There's lots of layers to this encryption that are both algorithmic and geometric, and quantum. Even there's some quantum encoding. It is very sophisticated, but this is your bread and butter. This is what you do, and in a snap, you decode it.
Did I gain any momentum on that?
Yes.
Can I spend it to gain some knowledge?
Absolutely.
I would like to ask you where the signal is going.
It's a multi-directional broadcast, as a lot of like distress and emergency beacons are going to be, because you don't know exactly where your rescuers are going to come from, so you want to hit the widest target or the nearest target that you can in whatever direction. So yeah, it's just kind of a general broadcast.
Okay. So there's no carrier wave that is aimed like at a home world, is there specifically? I guess that was the point. That was the point of my question. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if that counts as 2 questions because you already technically answered it, so it's up to you.
As you decrypt it, what starts at, or what looks on the surface to be a regular pulse distress homing beacon kind of thing, like, hey, here I am, come get me, kind of like if you're out in the middle of the ocean and you got one of those like life vests that flashes lights. That's what it looks like on the surface, but as you dig into the encoding, there's multiple messages. The top layer being captured by hostile forces. Rescue. If rescue is possible, proceed. If not, then there is a final solution.
Oh, was there another layer?
Yes, there
okay,
is.
Go ahead.
There's almost like an identifier of the hostage target, and it's labeled as Cytherian Pilot Alpha Zulu 3674.
So that's the individual's name who's on our ship?
Yes.
Okay.
So Cytherian is like the origin marker. The operation or the operator tag, and then AZ 3674 is the kind of serial number.
Okay, perfect.
Or more specifically, it says Cytherian, so that's Cytherian.
Okay, so the first layer said that it was captured by hostile forces.
Mm-hmm.
The second layer said rescue if possible.
Rescue if
And
possible, or initiate final solution. And then the identifier.
And then the identifier. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for me to change any of the encoding in this message?
Ooh. That's going to be extremely difficult.
I don't speak the language, so it's probably not worth me attempting.
to repackage the or to package it in the same encoding layers of encoding, it might be
able to help
very
with
challenging.
Okay, sure.
I might be able to help with that because I have linguistics as a focus. So that gives me a little boost.
Because I wanted to just specifically change the word hostile to like neutral
Right.
parties.
You want to play like a man in the middle attack, essentially.
Yeah. I don't want to put friendlies.
Yeah.
But I would like neutral party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead. So in that. Yeah, I'm going to say control security.
Okay.
And if I'm helping, could I lobby for reason and for me, I would think science because it's the linguistics part I'm working on, and that's my specialty is xenoanthropology.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one.
Okay, I mean you can tell me to get the heck out of here.
I mean, there's not. I don't have any better options yet.
yeah. I like really didn't know what it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2.
And Tenant Talon, what was yours?
So I'm going to use one of our chat -2s to bring one of my rolls down to a 16. So I rolled a 15 and a 16 for 2 successes.
Okay.
Luckily, those were my best stats.
Between the two of you, tell the ship's computer, and actually, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for the ship too. Okay. You program the ship's computer to, again, kind of play that man in the middle, to decrypt, change, and then re-encrypt the signal as it's being sent out, since you're using the ship's communications to send out the beacon. As far as you know, at this moment, it worked, but only time will tell. And I think that is where we are going to go ahead and take our break. We're going to take 10 minutes, so we will be back at 1:15. So thank you all who have stuck around and are enjoying this Star Trek adventure, and hope you'll come back to us after the break. See you then. 2, 1. Hello and welcome back, explorers. So, we have decrypted and modified the robot's emergency signal. Maybe it'll have effect, maybe not. We shall see. Did you want to go back and chat some more?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so for the audience, I have of my values, there's one that I think is really applicable here, which is that the promotion of interspecies understanding is good for Vulcan. So part of my characterization of Dupre is that she's always motivated to make new friends with new species for the benefit of both Starfleet and Vulcan. So I think she's really going to want to dig into this friendly neighborhood android and get as much information as she can.
Okay. So you head back down to the laboratory where it is sitting stock still in its seat. The security on the room hasn't heard so much as a tap from the thing.
She's gonna grab a folding chair and turn it around and sit like a cool teacher.
Okay.
Just kidding, but I had to say it. It was in my mind.
Oh yeah.
And it was gonna just melt my brain out my ears if I didn't say it out loud.
Computer
But,
generate a folding chair.
She's gonna though pull over a chair and just sit there and just go, greetings again.
Greetings.
I was wondering if perhaps you would answer some questions.
Will not comply with kidnappers.
I must reiterate that we have not kidnapped you. When you attacked our ship, and we responded with self-defense, we chose to attempt to save you, despite the fact that the Fold urged us not to, if I remember correctly.
Fold protected you. You are
No.
allies.
We did not know them before they came and attempted to gift us with your death.
If you can give me a presence command.
So, and what do values do? So, mechanically.
So values allow that when you roll below your discipline, it counts as 2 successes rather than just 1.
Okay, so it's just like the focuses.
Or I'm sorry, no, that's focuses. Then values, you get to use a determination, I believe, where you can essentially mark one of your die as a 1 and automatically get 2 successes.
Hey, all right, that is good to know. I shall roll. And what did you say? Presence and
Command.
okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 successes. And I really want this, so I'm going to use my value and a determination and make that 3 successes.
All right. Let's see. Determination can only be spent in certain circumstances.
Yeah, so determination has to apply to either a value the character has or the directive of the mission directive.
But it doesn't require a expenditure of momentum, correct?
I don't think so, no.
Nope. You begin each session with a single point of determination. So as long as you haven't
I think
spent it
that's
before-
each person has it too,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So you're spending your point of determination to lock in 2 successes to start with, and then what did you roll?
I had I rolled 2 successes.
Okay. Your words ring true to action. You have not harmed me. Provided resources. I will answer some questions.
Thank you. It is my goal to make peace with your people. Can you tell me, what are your people like?
My makers wish peace, wish isolation.
Is there a way to remain on positive terms with your people?
My creators are at war with the Fold. The Fold wishes all to join them. Rid the space of the Fold.
I will tell you that Starfleet's goal is at worst to remain neutral.
Neutrality does not only adds to the Fold's objectives.
Our goal is to not hinder yours.
But
this may be a
not
matter-
not to advance either.
Indeed. But at least our goal is to provide no harm.
Ours
Is
is
there-
to reduce and eliminate resources of the Fold.
We are neither a resource, nor, if destroying us, would you not be able to take them away from the fold, provided none.
You are resources for the Fold.
By that logic, so are you.
Negative. We cannot be made Fold.
Why?
We are artificial.
I should then say, your people, your makers, are themselves just as much a resource for the fold as we.
Our creators are too powerful to be added to the Fold, but
It is
not
presum-
powerful enough to eliminate the source.
It is presumptive to assume that we are not powerful enough to resist the fold as well.
Many outsiders have been made Fold.
Yes, but many is not all.
All who enter the galactic core become Fold in time or are destroyed.
Have your makers entered the galactic core?
My makers live at the galactic core.
Then I would posit that perhaps there is weak logic in your thinking.
Explain.
If you are to presume that all others outside of the fold are merely resources for the fold, and take only negative relationships with them, then there is no way to have a positive relationship with your makers, is there not?
Until the Fold is eliminated, my makers must assume that all who enter the galactic core will become Fold.
So when then will your makers become fold? they have entered the galactic core.
They have existed at the galactic core beyond time.
But by your own statement, it is only then a matter of time.
Negative. Error.
Another line of
Like,
Another line of questioning then.
it's a
The robot
logic
starts
loop, like-
smoking.
It's recursive. We don't want to fry it. How may one show a sign of good faith to your people?
Eliminate the fold.
Is there no other way?
Correct.
How do your makers demonstrate mutual respect and trust?
They before the fold, they were selective of certain individuals, groups of outsiders. They would make contact and exchange pleasantries, aid as appropriate.
We will endeavor to do the same.
Not while the fold exists.
At present, there is little we can do about that. We shall have to see about the rest. Thank you for your conversation. And she'll walk out. This is a tough nugget to crack.
Ray has to go meditate after that logic.
It's like robots can be so frustrating.
I am sensing frustration.
Humans feel about Vulcans. No, it could not possibly be.
No, that's what, self-awareness? What?
So good.
All right. It is getting later in the day, as it were. Mad Mika, I think your video is messing up there. Oh, there you go. You're back. Let's go ahead and give another roll on your various analyses.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Reason and medical with help from the ship's computer.
Okay. I'll roll the doctors first. Ooh, a 7 and a 2.
That's a little too up. 7 and a 2. So
Computer.
that would be 2 successes, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ship's computer does not help. Got an 18.
Okay. So you're making some progress, but you haven't quite made a breakthrough yet.
Okay.
All right.
is no. Yeah, he just so the doctor's just continuing to stare at the monitors and maybe adjust some things and is pensive, waiting for
Okay.
something to happen.
And then you were gonna do. You were gonna set up a scan, correct, of crew members.
Yes. Mm-hmm. How do you want that done? I think we were joking around about rolling for
Yeah.
every crew member, but
No.
um,
If we're gonna, I mean, we could make that another extended task, or extended task, or let's localize it a little bit. You said you wanted to scan the medical staff first.
yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
go ahead and just give me a roll for your staff. So then it's going to be since you're gonna have to put this scan together. I'll allow either reason or insight, and then medical.
I'll take insight medicine.
Okay, and you can get the ship's computer to
And-
assist you.
Okay. And can one of the either virology or infectious diseases, will either of those apply? Okay.
No, because you've
Okay.
already figured out now that it's obviously not a virus. But...
Okay. Ooh, that's bad. A natural 20,
Ew.
a 17.
Oh no.
So, so the 17 that's a success, and are there any of those negative 2s left?
Yeah, I think we have
Did I
2.
use one of those? Yeah. So that would knock it down to an 18. So it's not a success, but it's not a complication either. Thank you, chat. That was awesome.
Okay.
So just
Yeah.
one success. Oh, and
So-
and the computer.
Yeah. Go for it.
So that'd be a 12. 15, so no help there either.
No help there. Yep.
Mm-mm.
All right. There are mixed readings off of your staff, and it seems like a scan of one person will give you a positive, but then a second scan will give you a negative, and you're not sure which to trust.
Okay. Mad Mika to acting captain.
Tellen here. Go ahead.
Yes. We have issues in the medbay, and we're going to have to quarantine the medbay for the time being. We are getting anomalous readings from the medbay crew. Maybe because the samples are in medbay. That's one possible vector. The other one is that I was down on the planet with the away team, so that also could be. However, both you and Dupre were not. There was nothing identified, so I believe that one is not as possible as the others. But until further notice, we will be quarantined here in the med bay. And if I figure anything out, I will send that along. There's also no uh, very little progress on the experiment with the ocean, and yeah, so we'll figure out something for the rest of the crew. Until then, we're here.
Okay. Thank you
We're
for
here.
your caution. If it turns out that Tupre and I are at risk of some kind of infection, please let us know immediately.
Yes, absolutely. I there was no it was conclusive when you were scanned, both of you. So
Okay.
the problem is that we're getting false positives or false negatives. Not sure which one at this point. We'll parse that out.
Well, it could just be that your methodology needs some tweaking or your equipment needs recalibrating, so fingers crossed, as they say for that.
Yes. Uh, Bad Mika out.
Hang in there, Doctor. Telling out.
All right. The ship hurtles closer to Lyra. You're a couple hours out. Lieutenant Dupre,
Yes.
the prisoner would like to speak with you.
Yes, I will be there shortly. And let us call him the guest.
The guest, then, sir.
I will be there presently. And she will head right down.
I have received a response.
Yes?
We are to leave warp for prisoner transfer.
Okay, we can do that. Is there anything I should know?
What do you mean?
Nothing. I simply wanted to know if there was anything I should know about meeting your creators.
Creatures not respond. Cruiser.
Are they intending to be hostile or peaceful?
It would be best procedure to disarm during prisoner transfer.
Thank you for your advice. And she will go back up to the bridge. Acting captain.
Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you. Our guest has informed us that we should leave warp, as their people have requested the transfer here, wherever that is.
Okay.
We have been urged to leave weapons behind. I would caution against it at this time. They should instead be concealed.
Yeah. I think going into any kind of exchange with a formerly hostile creature towards us, should be met with extreme caution. If they said come alone, that sounds kind of suspicious.
Indeed. I would also urge us to keep the shields up, and I have a question.
Go ahead.
There was the message incoming that the guest received. Would you be able to identify that signal and decode
Well,
it in time?
Let's look at it together. See if we can crack this code.
Yes.
Same routine. So that would be, what did we use? Security and
Control, I think I had last
control.
time.
Yeah.
And I did reason and science because of the language.
Yes.
So if I'm using computers and crypto analysis as a focus for this, then I have 3 successes.
I got a 7 and a 12, so
All
that's
right.
2.
With your experience with the outgoing message, the incoming message that the computer stored is easily decodable. And it is a very simple message of message acknowledged. Will rendezvous at coordinates and to urge stand down.
Okay. Does it mention anything about this final solution that the outgoing message mentioned?
No, it does not.
Okay. Lieutenant Talon, I'm Dupre, I'm Talon.
Yes, acting captain.
Could you scan the rendezvous coordinates?
Happily. And she shall do
And
that.
we will go to yellow alert and drop out of warp when we reach them.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, let me change up some sounds here. Exiting warp as the space comes back into view as the ship leaves its warp bubble and begins running on impulse to head to the coordinates nearby. Captain, we've got a ship on sensors. It is approaching.
Okay. We can hail them with a standard greeting, and I'm gonna keep shields up with yellow alert, but engines are or the weapons are not powered up.
Okay. The ship is put onto viewer as it nears the rendezvous. It is similar in design to the patrol ships, kind of like giant space sea urchins, with lots of spines or maybe malformed ice globes. This one's much bigger, though, than the patrol ships that you encountered previously.
Mm-hmm.
You are hailed.
Okay. Open a channel. I am acting Captain Talon Sol. This is the USS Parallax. We have one of your members on board, looking to return them as a peaceful exchange. We mean you no harm.
You will lower shields. Allow transport.
Very good. I will send over through the console the coordinates for our passenger, and drop shields for transport, but I'm looking at the tactical station just as like a eyes wide open sort of, just a heads up, be ready. But I don't say it out loud.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
He's a Tellarite, so I'm sure he knows what I mean.
There is a loud, angry chirp from one of the consoles, and the ensign spins around in his chair. Captain, we're being scanned.
Okay, that's fine, as long as it's not causing any system damage.
The robot on viewer. You are deceivers. You are a fold.
No, we're not.
And that same ensign, they're powering weapons, Captain.
Okay, red alert, shields up.
Let's see if we catch this or not. Oh, no, you don't. I'm gonna spend one of my thread on this one. This is gonna be fun.
I don't know how to fight with a starship. It's just my first
I don't
day.
either. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. All right. There is an explosion
Oh no.
on the ship.
Okay.
If
it rocks us, I'm just gonna ask for a damage report. Yeah, what's the level of rocking should we do? You gotta call out a number.
you gotta, like, this is gonna be a nice 5.
Okay, yeah, that's we'll work on it.
Yep, yeah, we'll work on it. Yep. As the explosion rocks the ship from inside, the red alert goes on, and all decks begin reporting. Turns out the source of the blast came from a lab on, was it deck 3?
Okay.
Prey will run down.
Yep.
Was it the lab with the robot or the lab with
Yes,
the
it was.
samples? Oh no.
Prey will run down with her phaser.
Yes.
And it has damaged power systems.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'll write it down.
Means that the ship will have less power to work with for actions during its turn. So, what would you like to do?
So Prey's gonna run down there
Yep.
and confront the bastard.
You get down to the corridor, and the security guards who had been outside, luckily, are just now coming to and climbing to their feet as the explosion ripped open the door and occurred from inside the room. Looking into the room, you'll find that the entire place is shredded, with ground zero being the chair that is now in pieces.
It exploded.
Yes.
She's gonna take a minute and just ponder the stupidity of all of this. And then she's gonna turn around and go right back up to the bridge.
Okay. Captain, what are your orders?
Okay. I'm I am going to order damage control teams to the affected bridges, decks. So that main lab, to make sure that the doctor's notified of incoming casualties, medical emergencies coming in.
Oh, and the medical team just went under quarantine.
They're quarantined, but
Oh,
unfortunately we don't have an alternative.
yeah,
so,
that's true. That is, yeah.
Yep.
Life over limb at this point. And yeah, I'm gonna try to get away. If the passenger is no longer there and the ship is hostile towards us, I'm gonna set the ship in a flee pattern.
Okay, so you're gonna try to escape.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Escape pattern, sorry, yes.
Yeah. All right. So that is going to. So that's going to be a helm. Following task: control and con.
Okay.
With the ship's engines and con. I'll go ahead and roll for the ensign at the console.
Yeah, I'll roll for the ship.
Yeah.
Do I roll 2 dice for the ship?
That's a good question, actually. I think, no. I think it's only the one.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. It's actually did pretty well there.
Okay, so I got a pass for the ship.
All right. And he got 2 as well. So, he dips the ship quick to the side, and kind of aileron rolls it as the cruiser begins to fire its blasts of whatever kind of beam is coming off of those spires that are much heavier than those little patrol ships. The blast off the port side just rocks the ship even as it rolls over. But you are making your getaway. The ensign does report, Captain, the engines aren't firing at full thrust. The power's really done a number on them.
Okay, I'll dispatch repair teams to try to localize the source of the most damage and try to reroute power somehow to get us back up to full strength.
Okay. There is some feedback from from engineering when they try to reroute the power. Seems that the alternate conduits have been fried, and it's going to take some more time. Dr. Madmika, are you opening up quarantine and allowing
So, out of game, is there still enough power to run the holodeck? I had an idea. If not, I'll do something else.
It's like a crisis. Where's the doctor? Ship locate Dr. Madmika. Dr. Madmika is in holodeck 1.
We're gonna create a temporary medical bay in holodeck. All right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yes.
All right. I will need a. Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna say a control. It's gonna be weird because you're having to do this remotely. So I'm gonna say control. I want to say con, No. Engineering.
Engineering. Okay. Could I make an argument for daring engineering? Because I'm
Sure.
never
yeah.
done this before.
All right.
Dr. Madmika has never done this before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you
And
that because
then-
this is like improvisational. It's yeah.
And then my emergency medicine focus apply, or is that only working on an actual patient, not setting up the clinic, that kind of thing?
So medicine will be to actually treat the patients, but
Okay.
yeah, we'll handle that next round. This
Okay.
is you setting up
So-
the alternate sick bay remotely.
Okay, so daring engineering. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
15.
And Lieutenant Sampson will help out.
Ooh.
Oh,
So I got 1 success. Oh, that was close.
I
A
will
19.
add to my threat and re-roll that because that was bad. Okay, that's much better. Sorry, what'd you say?
Okay. I got 1 success and then close. I was at a 19, so almost.
Okay.
So just 1 success. Lieutenant Sampson.
Samson gets 1, so you get to
Okay.
set up a very basic alternate medical bay in the holodeck. A lot of
Okay.
the readings are a little delayed, or you might have to have someone else administer physical medicines and stuff like that. But
Okay.
yeah,
Does our ship have an emergency medical hologram?
no, it does not.
Mm.
No.
I think you have to do that at the creation of the ship. I mean, it could
Oh,
probably
okay.
get one, but
Yeah,
I
we'd
don't
have
know
to go
how
back.
that would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, the doctor is typing on the console and is able to initiate Madmika Protocol 4. Let's call it that.
Okay.
That's how he saved it.
Yeah.
And so he appears in the holodeck, and yeah, a crew-wide announcement goes out. Any personnel who are injured or need medical assistance, please report to the holodeck on deck 4.
Okay.
That repeats, and then
Yeah.
there it is.
All right. So there is a volley of blasts from the other ship, and unfortunately, ship combat is very complicated. So, Captain, if you will, please, for the ship, let's see, evasive maneuvers.
Doing a helm action escape.
Daring con.
Or for the helmsman?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus the ship's structure and con.
Can you do the helmsman and I'll do the ship?
Yep. I gotcha. Oh,
Structure
he's
and
doing all right.
con. So 10. Ooh, I got a 5, so 1 success.
Okay. He avoids the direct hits, but there's still some glancing blows. That deal 2 damage to the shields. And drain the power even further. So the engines dim as all of this power is being used internally and to keep the shields alive.
Okay. Is there a way for me to mark power on the sheet somewhere?
That is a good question. I believe so. I think that was up in the... no. Oh, yes. It is above the shields.
Oh, okay. So total 9, and we're at 7 now?
So the power drain... yes, 7.
Oh, we lost 2 at first, right?
Yeah.
So we'd be at 6, because this is the third one.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you say -2 to power the first time.
Yep.
Okay. I have no idea what this means, but I marked it.
Don't worry. I'm winging it, too.
Yeah.
Because ship combat is very complicated, so I'm just figuring it out as well. We're going to figure it out together in a fun and exciting way, hopefully.
We're all learning. It's great.
So,
Am I able to take an action?
your first action was to run down and check the status.
Oh, yes.
So that was the previous kind of turn. So now we're coming back to all of you. So yes, now you can make your action if you would like.
Yeah. I would like to redirect power.
Okay.
So that way we can bypass the damage that was done when the robot exploded.
Sure. I will need a engineering and then maybe control. I think control.
Would love that.
Control
I
sounds
will
good.
Happily
Yeah.
take that. Ooh, I got 2 successes and a complication, which just sounds fun because I got a.
Oh, in that case,
Can I make a suggestion?
yes, please.
I succeed, but the panel blows me back, and I'm out for a round because I'm unconscious from the electrocution.
Okay. So, Lieutenant Dupree, you quickly tap along the console and reroute the power through a whole bunch of tertiary and auxiliary panels, but there is a sudden feedback loop that blows your console and sends you sprawling. One of the ensigns heads over to check on you and make sure you're okay. But we go...
Her shirt's not red.
She's a main character. She's not gonna die. All right.
Plot armor.
Yeah. Then we'll go to the doctor to go ahead and make your medical rolls to see if you can save some crew members.
Okay. How many have been brought in? Any or?
There were 3 brought in, a couple from nearby science lab that had received some power feedback, like a lot of these systems are, and had been thrown like Lieutenant Dupree was.
Okay. 3 rolls or just
one?
One for all of them.
Yeah, one for all of them.
Okay.
So that will be, I'm going to say control medical. Because you're trying to do this remotely. And you can get help from the ship's computer.
Okay. Then will emergency and medicine apply here?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So ship's computer. Not ship. Ship's computer? Is that what? Yeah. What is that? Computers are 10, and science is 2.
Yes.
Science is 4 for the ship.
Oh, science is 4, yes.
Science is 4 for the ship. Okay.
14, yep.
So 14. And an applicable focus is that. That is a natural 1.
Yeah.
That's good. I went, and then I'm like, no, wait, that's good in this system.
I did the same.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh wait. Now remember,
Okay,
you do
and then-
have
so that's 2
4
successes.
momentum for future actions, but so that was a natural 1, so that's 2 successes. What else you got?
So it was control,
Control
medicine, so I need
yep.
a 13. Okay. 13s. 2 and an 8.
Ooh.
So the 2
are they
is
both
a crit.
under your? Oh, okay. The 2 is a crit. All right, so that's
2 is a
5
crit.
successes.
And then the 8 is success.
So I'm gonna give you 2 momentum there, because awesome.
Awesome.
As you not only triage these these crewmen, but they're practically ready to return almost immediately. Like, you get them fixed up and sent right back out the door. So
I prescribe adrenaline.
Yep. All right, Captain, what you got?
Okay. I'm first going to try a diplomatic solution. Hail the attacking vessel. What is the name of their
Zetherian.
Cytherian?
Cytherians, yeah.
Yes.
Cytherian cruiser.
Cytherian drones, break off your attack. The passenger we had was killed. You mentioned that we have a Fold member on board. We don't know who it is. If you could help us eliminate them, we would be in your debt. We don't wish to be part of the Fold. We wish to remain individuals.
Give me a presence command.
Okay. I can't do that. Never mind. Ooh, this is good. A 3 and a 4.
Ooh.
So, 2 successes, because I don't have a focus that applies really here.
The ship does not respond.
Okay.
Except to continue firing.
Is this a thing where the difficulty was higher than 2 and I could have spent some momentum?
If you would like to, yes.
Yeah, just because so in like a situation like that, to know if I can't beat it with just the 2 dice that I have, then yeah, I would definitely like to spend some momentum.
Okay.
To roll some extra dice. So how many momentum do we have?
You have 6.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend 3 and I'm gonna roll 2 extra dice.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Okay, so that was a presence and command roll, correct?
Yes.
So I have a 13 in that. So I get 2 more successes.
Fantastic.
So now I'm up to 4. And I hope that's enough.
The ship responds.
Oh yay, it worked.
As the
I mean, I got their attention.
You got their attention, yes. The weapons cease.
Okay.
And the hail that comes across commands that you cease movement. And
I'll drop to impulse. I think we were at warp. Or we went back to warp.
Hadn't quite made it to warp yet.
Okay. So I'll just...
Use with the power systems.
Yeah.
That's right. Slow to 1/4 impulse.
Okay. The frigate, or the cruiser, will hover nearby. Captain, we will assist in elimination of the fold.
Glad to hear it. Would you like to beam over and assist with the search on board our ship? We would value any input you have in regards to upgrading our technology to detect the fold in the future as well.
Lower shields. Allow boarding. Do not interfere.
Okay. This is a tough call, guys.
I'm not there to help.
Yeah. I will cancel Red Alert and make a ship-wide announcement. Attention crew of the USS Parallax. We are going to be welcoming some guests on board. Please remain calm and answer their questions.
Okay. Ooh. The shields come down on your order, assume. Several of the robots teleport and materialize right on the bridge, holding what ostensibly is a rifle of some kind, a laser rifle. One of them is carrying a chrome orb that they begin to sweep the area with. Like a kind of beam passes over all of the individuals and on the bridge. And each person that it passes over turns kind of neon green momentarily as they begin their scan for any fold members. Satisfied that there's none on the bridge, they head for the other portions of this deck and are systematically going to work their way down.
Are there any senior officers on the bridge that can join them? Where's T'Pray?
T'Pray, you were...
oh yeah, you're unconscious.
Yeah, knocked out momentarily.
After a little while, she's recovering, but I don't think by the time they get there that she's made it to the bridge yet.
Okay.
I will send... Did you want to be taken to the holodeck for medical?
I mean, it does sound sensible to me.
Yeah. One of the bridge ensigns would have helped you. And so, who would you like to send with them?
I was gonna send the security officer. I don't remember his name.
Cedric?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Lieutenant Cedric. Assist them in their investigation. If anybody resists, try to not let them die. Maybe we can question them.
I will. I'll do my best.
That's all I ask.
But what if they start shooting?
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, and I trust your judgment.
What, so I should just let them shoot random crew members?
Well, I mean, hopefully they'd just be shooting the infiltrators. If you are worried about them taking drastic action, then try a diplomatic approach. You're a Starfleet officer. You've been trained in diplomacy.
Yeah, it's not exactly my strong suit.
You could try growling at them. Just
How's
like that.
Uh-huh.
That's excellent. Yep.
Very well. But if a laser battle goes down, I didn't start it. All right. The turbo lift. Let's see how far they get. Okay. Excuse me. Deck 3, where the holodeck is, there are a whole bunch of bunks on that level as well. And they systematically go through each room as quickly and efficiently as, a robot can, scanning each person that they come in contact with. There is one person, the first of possibly many, who does not turn neon green, but turns red. And they immediately open fire.
Oh gosh.
The Lieutenant Sedgwick attempts or struggles with them, keep them from struggles with the robots, trying to keep them from hitting the member, and manages to stop it, and the member runs off down the corridor.
Oh no.
The
Arrest that man, officer.
Lieutenant Sedgwick will actually spins around and fires a stun shot.
Yes.
Catches him.
That's what he's got the job for.
Yeah. That's diplomacy right there.
Yep.
It's like, I'm not going to let you kill him. I'll get him myself.
No. Nobody shoots him except me.
Everybody is
Yeah,
unconscious.
exactly. It's my crew member. I get to shoot him. There is a report that comes up to the bridge. Captain, somebody's stealing the shuttle. I'm locked out of controls.
Okay. Do we have weapons?
Yeah, I think so.
Fire on the shuttle, disable the engines before it can go to warp. Transporter room. Try to lock on to the pilot. Beam them to the brig.
Oh. I'm gonna throw in some complication. In that
I just ramble off all my solutions.
I'm gonna use up some threat. As the weapons power up, the transporters go down.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever Lieutenant Dupre did to reroute the power and get maneuverability back, it's affecting the tracking. So 1 success versus 1 success. So I'm not sure if it goes to the defender or the attacker. Usually the defender, I think.
Julie.
But
An option I didn't consider because I chose violence first. Tractor beam.
Yeah, that
We have enough
that
power
was the
for a
option.
tractor beam?
Um,
Well, it's already. Yeah, I
yeah,
guess we already shot at them.
yeah. The laser array hits the shuttle shields, but does not do enough damage to disable it.
Hmm.
And see if the frigate has any. No, the cruiser does not react in time before the shuttle takes off at warp speed.
Curses.
Yeah. Who was it? Who stole the shuttle?
Guess we'll have to find
Can
out.
I ask? Can I ask the computer?
Yeah, you can.
Computer who just left
Absolutely.
the USS Parallax.
It will list a small contingent of personnel who are no longer aboard. 6 individuals,
Wow.
Mm.
including an ensign Helga,
No.
Oh.
who managed to sneak out of the medical bay at some point during the commotion.
But we caught one, so that's good.
Yes, you caught one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The robots are going to make their sweep, holding Lieutenant Cedric at gunpoint, essentially, but allowing him to disable any further. And you find... Oh, no. Don't find any others.
Okay, that's good news. Bad news that we lost 6 people. Good news there's none left, except for the one guy we know of.
But the...
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
so, Madmika, he sees the whole event, right, with the aliens and then security chief shooting the other officer, right? Does he witness that, or is that not there?
No, that's not
In the holodeck.
not in...
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
misunderstood that. Okay. Never mind then.
Okay. All right. The robots will eventually return to the cruiser after completing their sweep.
Did they end up leaving us any technology for us to sweep? Or help us
Negative.
maybe calibrate a tricorder? Because I think Dr. Nedmika was trying to work on something like that.
However, that is something that you can discuss with them as they hail you and open up communications once more. Captain,
Thank you for scanning our ship.
we have determined that only a small number of your crew were foaled. You have allowed them to escape. What say you?
Well, I didn't really allow it. It just didn't work out that we recaptured them. Is there any way that you could help us recognize the fold infiltrators so that nothing like this happens again?
If we give such technology to you, it may fall into fold hands.
Can you tell us?
A bargain may be reached, however. Seek to bring your wayward members back to us, and we will share.
Okay, so basically, they want us to go and recapture the shuttle and then bring those escapees back to them. Yeah, we can't let them get away with our Federation property. So either way, we'll be following them. Absolutely. Care to pursue?
We must continue on our current mission, which we cannot share. However, we will keep communications open if you should require assistance.
Is there any way for us to receive a safe passage, writ of conduct, perhaps, in your space, so that no other vessels?
This will be communicated to all other vessels.
Thank you for being open to diplomacy.
Your willingness to defy the fold is helpful in such negotiations.
Well, hope to see you again in a short time for that exchange.
We will be watching. Clap. All right. And I think we are going to end it right there. All right. Thank you all so much. This was really exciting. This was a lot of fun. Lots of mystery, a little bit of action right there at the end. Even though we may not completely have all the rules under our control, it was still a lot of fun to just kind of wing it and see where the dice laid, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope that all of our watchers enjoyed this adventure as well, and I'm excited to see what we bring back to you next week. So same time, same day, same channel. I have been your Game Mistress Winter. You can find me at gmistresswinter on all social medias, and over at my channel, Mistress Winter's Court, on Mondays for my Pathfinder 2nd Edition game. So thank you all. And how about you, Juicy?
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen and super nerd. You can find me on Twitter at JuicyGarland, one word, and on Instagram at juicy.garland. And I'm also playing on Friday nights, playing Cyberpunk Red on this channel at 8 p.m. EST, though this Friday we have a break.
Fantastic. Thank you. And Jesse?
Hi, everybody. I'm just Jessie D. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. My first time in the captain's chair, and I didn't leave any poop stains on it, I think. If you like video games and podcasts and you want to listen to me talk about the science in video games, you can check out my podcast, Gamer's Guide to Ecology, where I talk about the ecology you can find in open world video games. I'm also found on Hive at just Jessie D, and over on the dark side of the internet and Tumblr at just-Jessie-D.
Fantastic. I hope everybody will check you out. And Twisting.
I'm Twisting Curses, and Twisting Curses on Discord, only on Discord. And man, that was such a good episode. That was awesome. And thank you to everybody for watching, and thank you for the -2s and
they really
all
came and helped.
of the chatter that happened. Yeah, they did. That really helped. So thank you, everyone. It was awesome.
All right. Well, we hope you'll join us again next Thursday. Until then, live long, and prosper. Have a good night, everybody.
Cybernation Uncensored.